Let's do this. It's been a good offseason for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Logan in the question marks.
Has this been a good offseason for Farhan Zaidi? Yes or no? This guy right here, to my right,
Grandy.
Mark Grandy, is firmly nodding yes.
I don't think that we know. I don't think that it's fair to say because a lot of it is based on Lee, your big free agent acquisition. He's never played Major League Baseball, so I don't know if he's any good or not. And Jordan Hicks, you're counting on him to be a starter, and he hasn't really started. So I don't know. So for me, it's a big, fat, hairy, I don't know.
Well, I think you're answering that in the way that, look at that. Well, let me break in with this. This is completely non-baseball related. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been ruled out tonight with a left Achilles injury for the game against the Clippers. Would anybody still like to punt their Wednesday game with Giannis in town against the Warriors?
Well, we don't know if he's going to be out on Wednesday, but that doesn't look good.
I would suggest
he cut short his warm-up.
Yeah, and the Achilles is not to be messed with.
Correct.
I would place him at questionable at best for Wednesday's game here at Chase.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
3-0 homestand.
Book it. I love it.
Book it. All right. As you were.
In answer to your Farhan Zaidi question, I can't answer yet because I don't know.
But you're answering it in one way, and I think there's two ways to answer it. The way you're answering it is completely fair. A lot like, quite frankly, all free agents and signings are question marks. Shohei Ohtani doesn't pitch this year. I don't know. Right?
Matt Chapman is a known commodity.
Yes.
Shohei Ohtani as a hitter is a known commodity.
But you'll find plenty of people who are like, Matt Chapman, God, after April last year, he hit 209, whatever.
I like the signing.
I do too.
I like the signing.
I think there's a baseball way to answer it where you're right, where you're like, I don't know. Jung-Hoo Lee, I don't know. Soler, healthy? I don't know. What does this lineup look like? There's an emotional way to answer it, though, which is, did they finally do what everyone's been asking them to do, which is stop blank footing around and sitting underneath the cleat of the Dodgers and going, listen, they got Shohei, but we called the Mariners and got their fourth catcher. We did. And we got a Rule 5 guy.
Yeah.
And we signed another guy who we're going to DFA in 48 hours so that we can sign another guy. Like they did show up to the party with Soler and Chapman and Jung-Hoo Lee and Jordan Hicks. They put some years on it.
And they traded for
they put some
Robbie
money
Ray,
on it. Robbie Ray, I think in the end is going to be a brilliant trade. They gave up basically stuff that nobody wanted anymore around here.
Right.
So
to that extent, yes.
Good offseason, right?
I'll say it's a good offseason.
I need
because
one more.
He actually did something.
Right, but I still need one more.
Good offseason?
I need one more. I'm like Ocean's 11.
One more player.
Should we get one more? We need one more. I think we need one more.
One more. One more.
Really quick, when we talk about the offseason, we focus so much on the players. Let's not forget that they're like 10 times better at the manager spot now, too.
Good point.
Like, they can't be worse.
Well, and that's an opinion that's fair, but Bob Melvin, I don't know anybody who's like upset at that. Yeah. Bo Mel brings credibility, and quite frankly, he probably had a little something to do, at least, first of all, for sure he had a lot to do with Chapman. He had a lot to do with Matt Chapman choosing the San Francisco Giants, and he may have had something to do with some of the other guys who have chosen to come
right,
here.
And I do think that's a good point, Grandia, as far as that improvement. It has trickle-down effect because if you're a free agent and you're looking at his predecessor and you see the way he's jimmy-jacking everybody around with, playing time and whatnot, you're less likely to want to be here.
Well, I still think this is not going to go away overnight. The one word that I'm focused on with the Giants is trust. And that's what they have got to earn. The organization as a whole has for a long time. But now, obviously, it's kind of gone away a little bit. Yep. You've got players around the league who are like, yeah, man, I was in San Francisco, and forget this whole idea about the tenderloin messing with people. They're much more upset about the fact that you told me I was going to be a starter and I'm not. And there was that. And J.D. Davis is sitting at a movie going, anybody want to let me know what the hell's going on? And Brandon Crawford's out here. And listen.
They didn't want me.
I understand where, like, that one's a little bit tough for me because I understand the Giants, you and I talked about this last week, if their opinion internally is that he's washed, what do you do? What do you do? That's a fair opinion to have right now.
Yeah.
It's a fair evaluation to have right now. They want to get younger, better on the left side of the infield. We have got to see Marco Luciano. This is the year. And so you've got to figure all that out. And for them to not want to have a presence like that on the roster, I get it. I also hate that Brandon walked away bummed. That stinks. It'll go away. I understand it, but you don't want these kinds of stories to continue to be what people are talking about around the league.
Right.
See how they did beat Craw, and they never called JD, and they told Strip last year that he was going to be a starter, and Alex Wood hates Gabe Kapler, and Sean Manaea was so mad he cut his hair.
I saw that.
You know, you don't want all that. So that's now my thing. And us fans, I feel this way about the ownership group as a whole. I don't trust you. I don't know. I don't even know you. I don't trust you. My issue is way above Farhan's head. I understand some of the frustrations with Farhan, but my trust needs to be earned by the ownership as a fan. That's the way I look at it.
Well, in this offseason, I think it's a big step.
It has helped.
Because they've spent the second most in Major League Baseball, and that's something that, you know, the owner came out and said, we want to come close to breaking even, and right now they're up against the tax line. They have spent, whether or not they spent wisely or not, shout out Brett, we don't know yet. We don't know if Jung-Hoo Lee is going to be able to play Major League Baseball at all, let alone be a 9-figure guy. Hopefully he is. And even if he isn't, hopefully they'll go out and spend more in the future.
Well, they look like they're already for sure a better defensive team. They're a way better defensive team. Younger, faster, better glove, all of that stuff.
Well, we'll see who the shortstop is. That is still a big, big question.
Sure. Absolutely.
If it's Casey Schmidt, great defense, but I don't know if he can hit at the Major League level.
Maybe they can petition the league. This would be the most Farhan thing ever. You know exactly what I'm going to say. Casey plays short. Marco DHs for him.
Yeah.
Marco hits. Casey catches. Let's see if we can do it.
You should be able to do that with one position on the diamond.
Come on. We already have a pitch clock. Why not change that rule too?
Exactly.
Let's really get loose. Anyway, so what about one more? Blake Snell or Jordan Montgomery or door number 3? I don't know. Susan Slusser asked Farhan about just that.
Would that rule out adding another sort of big name free agent or no?
Yeah, I mean, the easiest thing is to say we can't rule it out. But, you know, again, we don't. It's a little bit like what I talked about on the position player side. We don't have some planned sequence of moves here. And, you know, don't feel like anything is imminent there, but we're going to continue to look for ways to improve the team.
Okay.
I got my Farhan.
Can we get the laugh? I want to do the laugh one more time.
Would that rule out adding another sort of big name free agent or no?
Yeah, I mean,
that's a good one. It's a Zoom version of it, so it's a little tinny, but...
And it's always 3. His chuckles come in groups of 3.
I think when he laughs, that means that's when he's got something cooking. It's when he's lying. It's like it's when he's licking the Oreo.
Totally.
He's licking the Oreo right now.
Teddy KGB.
When he answers that question, he's answering it direct to Scott Boras. They've all been playing this game. Boras has been doing it with the whole league. Everyone knew Bellinger was going to the Cubs. Everybody knew Matt Chapman was going to the Giants. But they're all going to be like, yep, we're done. No, we're done here. We're not done. We're done here. Did you hear me? I said we're not done. We're done here. The offseason is over. We're not done. We're done. We're done unless we're not.
Unless you can give us a nice structure to the Snell deal.